So a lot of times we're at home together. We could be intimate and we'll minister any time of the day.
If you don't know what minister is,
Yeah, that's your cup of tea.
you are not an OG.
Yes.
Go back to our old
Yes.
videos.
So we
Don't
could
spend
spend
all our savings on buying things. We need to save for our
So
children.
I've been spending all our savings.
Yes, you used to spend a lot.
A lot, not like all our savings.
You spent
It's
every.
okay,
You
it's okay,
can
it's
empty
okay.
the
Madam,
account.
I don't let them know.
So this week, the children are on their midterm, half-term holiday, and we've been at home with them. We've had time to just reflect on our lives and think about things that have really changed as a result of having children. And we said, okay, let's have that discussion with you guys. If you're married, you can relate very easily to this topic, or if you're single, you can also learn from it. If it's something you would like to watch, please stick to the channel, okay? You're very welcome. This is the Fab Family YouTube channel. My name is Abigail, and with me here is my handsome husband
And co-host
and co-host.
Oluwafemi.
Yeah, so if you've not subscribed, please kindly subscribe to our channel, watch our videos, and you can share with your friends and loved ones. Okay, so you're welcome to today's video. From the topic, we want to talk about how our lives have changed from childbirth, or as a result of having children.
Yeah.
As a result of being parents. Yes. So for me as a mom, we have 2 children, by the way, for people that don't know. For me, I'm a very domestic person. If you've watched some of our vlogs, I love doing things around the house, cleaning, cooking, sweeping. I don't mind. When we were newly married, in fact, I told we had a dog.
Yeah.
I told my husband to just leave the dog because I wanted to get familiar with. He had the dog, so sorry, but I wanted to get familiar with dog. Bella, we miss you. We had to leave our dog in Nigeria. Anyways, I digress. So I told him to leave the dog for me. I was caring for the dog, and we later bonded and became friends. So I didn't mind doing all that. And then when we started having children, I realized I couldn't do it all.
Yeah.
And it almost became an issue,
Yeah.
because my husband too was used to not helping out as much. He was helping out, but not doing as much. In fact, sometimes he doesn't even enter the kitchen. He doesn't know what's going on in there. I was doing market runs, cooking, doing everything. I didn't mind doing all that. But then we started having children and things had to change. So that was a major change for me. I was like, I need help. And I wasn't very wise. Let me just put it that way at that time. The way I asked for the help was in a very aggressive, when you just have a baby and you have things to do and there's no one to help you. I was very, what's the word?
Just say it in Yoruba.
Are you saying I don't understand?
You were very cornering.
Yes.
You were very cornering.
Man,
Yeah. And I even remember shortly before we got married,
yeah,
we went to speak with one of our fathers in the Lord, Pastor Tade Ayodele. I remember we're in his office, and my idea before we got married was that after we get married, we'll wait for like 1 or 2 years before we start having children.
We want to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, you get. And that was the only question I asked Pastor Tade that day. That, okay, this is what we think that after we get married 1 or 2 years. He said it's good. It's good. But these days, we have a trend of people not giving birth early.
People
these
waiting.
days, people waiting. We have a lot of people waiting, and you don't know exactly when you're going to give birth. You don't know if it's the first pregnancy, if you see it through, stuff like that. That it might not be too wise to risk it and say, I want to wait for 1 or 2 years. You are young. Give birth early, go through that phase and just get it over with.
Grow with your children.
Yes, that time you want to spend together, the time will still come. The time will come, and that was what changed our orientation. And that acted as a positive for us because of that conversation, we changed our mind. Yeah. And the first thing that changed for me is intimacy. And that was a very, very strong one for me, intimacy. Because at the time before we gave birth, newly wedded couple, I had my own business. I think at the time you had your own business before you started working. So a lot of times we were at home together. We could be intimate and we'll minister any time of the day.
If you don't know what minister is,
Yeah, that's your cup of tea.
you are not an OG.
Yes.
Go back to our old
Yes.
videos.
So we could spend time together, we could do things, we could have fun, we could minister any time of the day.
Any
Any
let me
the
not
thing
even.
has entered your body again.
What does it mean?
So it doesn't matter where in the house. It's our house, it's just the both of us. Okay, you don't want them to know.
Too much.
You remember that day in
information.
the sitting room? Okay, we
I
should not
do
put
not
that one.
remember.
Okay, so
I can never remember.
I think it got to a point that we had to ask ourselves. I even remember where we were when we asked that question. That are we that jobless?
Are we that jobless?
Like you have photo shoot or you have pictures to edit or you have to go to the
Guys,
studio. Like
Sunday morning.
And you say we should not go into too much details. Sunday morning, before going to church to minister.
You will first minister on the bed.
Oh Jesus. You know, so that changed immediately we had children.
It changed, so guys. I'm not even
Because
going to lie.
you cannot be prepared enough, honestly. You might just think that, okay, we just wait for a few weeks or maybe after 1 month. I think there was a period in our lives for months we were not
For
intimate.
like 6 months.
For months, we were not intimate.
We were not fighting. We didn't have issues.
You can't even have the time. Imagine
No, that one was our second child. That one, we had a lot of mental stress
when you are
at that point.
supposed to sleep, you know, the baby will be awake, you know. You have to take turns. You will take the baby for 2 hours, the other person will take the baby for 2 hours. In the morning when you're supposed to be fully awake, you are now trying to catch some sleep. Where is the time to minister? And if you have to go to work or you have other things to do, you don't even have this. You are not even thinking about it. Because at the time we sat down to think about it, that when was the last time we ministered? Months.
We didn't think about it until
how
one
do you
day
want
we
to think
remember
about it?
that I don't know what's
It won't
going
even
on
come to
here.
mind. You know, so that's the first thing that changed for me. That was really pronounced.
Another thing that really changed for us was our communication. Now we are more accountable. We have to be more accountable to each other.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Who are you going with? Please, I need to know. We have children at home. I need to know every detail. And we have to communicate in a more matured way. Because we have children, we have human beings looking up to us for things, for provisions, for shelter. We just couldn't afford to sleep or misbehave. Okay, so we were communicating with a good intentionality. We had to bring that into our communication. If I need to do something, I need to say it. We both come to an agreement before making any step or taking any action, which has even helped us and brought us this far. Because if one person doesn't agree, even to the little things, oh, I want to order something online, we have to ask each other, not because we are seeking permission, but the other person has to understand why we need to buy this thing. Is it going to be beneficial for the family, for both of us? You know, it has just helped us. And that really changed, because back then when we was just both of us, my husband would come back from work. We
would have done some things. We'll
with
talk
a lot
about it
of
later.
things with gadgets. And like, I didn't know about this, but then that had to change, because we cannot spend all our savings on buying things. We need to save for our children.
So I've been spending all our savings.
Yes, you used to spend a lot.
A lot, not like all our savings.
You spent everything. You can empty the account.
I don't let them know. So another very big thing that changed for me, in fact, I would put it at the top of the list, is decisions. And that's really, it became bigger when we came into the UK, because there are certain decisions that we need to take, that we have to consider the children first. The children are the priority. I mean, decisions when it concerns the kind of job you have to do, the kind of shift you can do, the kind of job pattern, the kind of house you have to live, major decisions in your life. There are certain risks that I know that I take a lot of risks. I've always been a risk taker, but I can't take those risks now because children are involved. We can't be very reckless. You know, we have to measure the level of risk we have to take because we have children. At some point, I think maybe last year or 2 years ago, a very good opportunity presented itself for us to relocate, relocate the second time, you know. But we did not make that move because we have children. If it was just the both of us, our friends who did that did not have children, you know. So it was easy to still do some kind of hustle, to make some kind of moves. We can't make that kind of move now. More for the children, we need stability, not just relocating again, or not just, we can't. So when it concerns decision making, we've structured it in a way that we have to consider the children first in a lot of these decisions, and
Mm.
that has changed a lot compared to when we compared to the time before we had children. Some of these decisions we would have taken them. We know the kind of moves we would have made.
Mm.
But now we are thinking, we're not just thinking of ourselves, we're not just thinking of the immediate future, we're thinking of the future
Yeah.
because children are involved
Children are
and we can't
involved.
put them at risk. We can't, involve them in those kind of risks.
Mm. I just remembered something that another decision we made
Yeah.
because of our children. I I don't know. We cannot say everything now. I know there will be a time on this channel, guys, that we have a lot of testimonies to share
Yeah.
with you guys, but it's still cooking. Okay, when it's ready, we will share it. But remember that night you were asking me, "Oh, should we do this or should we do the children?" Back when they were still in
Yeah.
Nigeria,
Yeah.
and we just decided, okay, let's go for the children. Because of our children, we made that decision, and we are grateful up till now that we made that decision
Yeah.
when we made it. Okay, so things will change. Some negative thing, like he said, intimacy sometimes has to change, but there are so many positive changes
Yeah.
that came about as a result of being parents. Yeah.
And I think most of these changes have helped us positively, not
Yeah,
negatively.
yeah, yeah.
Positively.
Positively.
Yeah.
Because there will be the intimacy self is getting better.
Mhm.
Abi?
That's good. Like, I can testify to the goodness of God.
No, I'm
That's
just
very
saying
good.
that unlike before that we can go, the children are getting older. So
Yeah.
like Pastor Tade said, they said you want to be with your wife, that time will still come.
Yes.
And we are really grateful for Pastor Tade for
Yeah.
giving us that advice. Because guys, if you remember our first pregnancy, we
Yes, I didn't even remember to
yeah,
mention that. We
yeah,
lost the first
we
pregnancy.
lost the first pregnancy. That
Yes.
really scared us. We are losing pregnancies. That's not what we want here.
Yeah.
So let's fire on, because you don't know how long, God forbid, how long it's going to take.
Yeah.
But thankfully, it didn't take a
Yeah.
long time
Yes.
before we had another one.
All glory to the Almighty God. So this is how it has affected us as a family. Things have changed. For you, it might be different. It might reduce your level of freedom. I know a friend of mine who used to be very free, to go out to hang out with people. But the moment children started coming in, the freedom reduced. So for you, it might be freedom. For you, it might be financial structure. For you, it might alter your plans a bit. So it's different from family to family. We just thought to share some of the ways it has affected
How
us
did
as a
you think?
family.
Did it affect us spiritually?
In a way, yes. In a way, yes. Because I remember that before we started having children, it was easy to have a devotion together. It was easy to pray together. It was easy even to pray individually. But
Mm.
now you are doing something and one child is needing attention for something, the other child needs attention
Or
for
even
another thing.
before you wake up, Seth, I'm already feeding one child downstairs. Do
Yeah.
you not want to call the person and say, okay, come, let's have our devotion? Everybody should do their prayers.
The way it has even affected my sleep recently. I remember one morning you went to work. I was at home with the children, with the both of them. It was when they had their long break.
Okay.
Nifem, I went to work. I was on night that day. So I went to work. I came back I was exhausted. I was very, very, very tired. So I just wanted to sleep. 30 or 40 minutes into my sleep, Nifemi came to wake me up. Daddy, guess what she wanted? Balloon.
And she
Daddy, I
woke you
want
up.
balloon. And she woke me up for balloon. That is in itself, it will change. Imagine you are at home, you just by yourself, or you and your
The way
wife,
you
the
sleep,
way you sleep. But
Hi.
now I can't sleep straight. If the children
Mm.
are at home, I'll sleep in bits, 1 hour here, 30 minutes here, 45 minutes there, like that.
Honestly, now everything we've said now add it to the fact that we are in the abroad where childcare is just something else.
Yeah.
It's a lot more stressful, but then we thank God.
Yeah, we thank God.
Yeah, so let us know how parenting, how coming into parenthood has changed your lives as an individual if you're single, or as a couple. Let us know. We'd like to, let's chat in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, okay? Please let me sell my market. So this hair, if you love the hair I have on, it's from Shein. Okay, guys, this is from Shein, and it's very, very affordable. This is like my go-to wig now for anywhere. It's very quick. It's a headband wig, okay? And it's very, very nice, very, very comfy, guys. I'm going to leave the link in the description to go and grab your own, okay? But this beauty is from God, period.
We've heard you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Okay, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, guys.
It will be.
Bye.